The worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance in Business, Mindset, Wellness, and Success to help you master disruption.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
Welcome back to WholeCEO with Lisa G. Today's guest is a powerhouse in personal transformation, the creator of the Choose Yourself movement, author and motivational speaker whose raw truth and relentless tenacity have inspired hundreds and thousands to stop living on autopilot and start building the life they want. He's the mind behind Choose Yourself to Be Chosen, a blueprint for tearing down what isn't working, rebuilding habits from the ground up, and creating an unshakable identity that thrives under pressure. From stripping your life to the studs, protecting your body, mind, and environment like a sacred temple, he's not here to give you a pep talk. He's here to hand you the tools for transformation. I am so thrilled to welcome to the podcast Hakeem Mcfarlane.
Hey, thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
My gosh, it's so fun to have you as a guest. Just let me know if I pronounced your last name correctly.
Yeah, born McFarland, actually, but it was McFarland for a little bit. Go through identity crisis throughout life, but it's born McFarland now. Thank you.
I like it. Okay, Hakeem Mcfarlane, welcome to the show. I want to jump into some of the stuff we were talking about a little off camera before we hit record about your story and why you moved back to New York and the Choose Yourself movement. And also the belief that self-sabotage can be turned into self-mastery. I love that too. So I'll let you have the mic.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's, well, first of all, I admire what you do for the people and bringing these conversations to the market, to the platforms that we're able to. That's the beauty of the internet, right? But I think we all go through a similar process, the choose yourself process of breaking point, dark place. And then we sit in that dark place for as long as you want until you're done playing the victim, activate your accountability and take action. And then we go through an evolution, a transformational process where it can seem lonely because we outgrow old people, places, and things. And this is what the Choose Yourself community is for, to help you understand you're not alone. You do have people who care about you, who you don't even know, because they care about the development of humanity. So the phases, once you get done dealing with your own excuses and playing the victim, you evaluate your environment, consume mindfully, filter your senses. The next phase is time management, foundation, routine. After that, you start to invest your time, energy, and money into things that are beneficial to your future instead of instant gratification. And then we begin to create from a place of authenticity, our gift, passion, and story to contribute back to humanity. And that's what my purpose is, to help people break free of the conditioning, the programming, the limiting beliefs, identify their gift and passion, embrace their purity and authenticity through their story, and then give that back to the people. A lot of us are chasing external looks, money, achievement, status, house, car, soulmate, money. Let me get some, I want to be like him. I'm not good enough. We chase that and we forget about life.
That's true. I'm going to have to give you a thumbs up on that one.
So that's it, and in 2016, I hit my second dark place. I talk about it in my book. And my first dark place, I perfected the art of numbing, of masking. My second dark place, I perfected numbing. And then now it's come to a point of finding the balance of health and fun, but also having the systems to be able to replenish and recover. So I've been in the liquor industry, actually, which is a large part of my dark place was partying. Let me just put it
Yeah,
out
I've
there.
been there.
All kinds of partying.
I've been there.
But then I went from drinking spirits to selling spirits with my uncle and making a new category to now uplifting spirits. So I'm a spiritual human being. But that's why I moved to New York to expand my liquor company. When I moved out here, I was motivated so much by the energy of the city, the motivation, the hustle and bustle, the kids selling candy, the drummers on the side of the street with no arms playing drums. I said, oh, I got to do something for myself. New York will do that to you. New York will motivate you. So then I started Choose Yourself, and now, that's what I'm dedicated to, is a healthy, balanced lifestyle between health and fun. Because I like to party still, but in moderation, socially on occasion.
Yeah, well, it's all about that balance. It's so elusive. I mean, obviously, people talk about work-life balance, which doesn't really exist. It's more like work-life integration. And I know off camera, we're talking a little bit about your brand. You're saying it's a category of one. It's not tequila. It's not mezcal. What is it called?
It's called Avila from Morelos, which is
Got
a
it.
state that's 100 miles south of Mexico City at the base of a volcano. And so, what my role is to educate the staff and the market and the consumers about the difference and the importance and purity and value of what we're building and the economic impact we're having on a society down in Mexico from some farmers that weren't getting what they deserve, which is a huge problem nowadays with big businesses are not paying their farmers what they deserve, and that's something we're passionate about: farmers, family, and purity. And so, yeah, that's the liquor side. But before I got into the balance, I was unbalanced.
Right.
So the importance of finding your balance is breaking free first. You have to break free of the immediate, instant vices. If you need to wake up, you need caffeine to function. If you need a sleeping aid to sleep, if you need liquor to be social, if you need weed to eat, if you need a pill to, get arousal, if you need screens to be satisfied, if you need all that, you're not living in the state that you were created to be. If you can't find peace in silence, solitude, intention, mind, body, and spirit, now we develop a character for society and not your character for you. So break free of the vices and then find your balance, because then it proves it's not a crutch. And one thing that you can pay attention to is the urges and cravings. If you have urges and cravings all week to party on the weekend, you need to skip that weekend until the urges and cravings dissipate and you can focus on your intention, and then you celebrate the growth, activate your reward system, boost your morale and motivation for the long term. But if you're living all week to go on a date with a girl so you can hook up with a girl, if you're living all week so you can splurge on the weekend and go to a casino, if you're living all week so you can turn up and black out with your boys, well, you're not living during the week. You're only living on the weekend and you're dying during the week. So what I did was break free of everything and then found out which vices, hedonic vices, crutches, fun things that I could tolerate within my capacity.
I love that. I want to jump into a little bit more about the self-sabotage. I mean, we all self-sabotage. So how can we turn that into self-mastery, and also want to touch upon discipline?
Yeah, well, the nervous system it operates in the way our nervous system works. It tries to keep us in a comfortable state. So if we're used to being in an abusive relationship, we will sabotage our relationship until it's abusive. If we're used to being broke, we'll spend all of our money on BS, stuff we don't even need, just so we can get back to that comfort of discomfort. And so the self-sabotage can be a key to self-mastery if you take the time in your day to dedicate to research and reflection. Because now you're evaluating throughout the day what pushed you to make those choices outside of alignment. And then when you proceed through the next day, you can identify them with ease. Just like if I said, how many red cars did you see today? You wouldn't be able to count them. But if I said tomorrow, I'll give you $1 million if you can count every red car, you notice every one. So you have to set an
Absolutely.
intent. You got to set an intention first. What are you trying to focus on throughout the day? Reflect at night, prepare in the morning. That's what the foundation is for. It allows you to identify the self-sabotage. But if you go from screens to family to binge eat to binge watch to sleeping late to waking up late to right back to your screens, what you doing? You just bringing yesterday to tomorrow. So you
Numbing
have to,
out. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I love that, because so many people don't realize all those things are addictions. They think, oh yeah, that person drinks too much. That's an addiction. But we're all numbing out if we just come home from, oh, I had a rough day, make me a drink, watch TV. Oh, I gotta watch the news. I mean,
Mhm.
it's such an addiction and you're not present. So I love the mastery of the self-awareness because I feel like all emotional intelligence to me starts with self-awareness. And so once you see it and you spot it, then you can adjust it. And many people feel motivated for a few days and then they slip back into their old patterns. How does your choose yourself process turn motivation into lasting transformation?
Well, it starts with community, I believe, especially in the beginning. Like choosing yourself, it sounds selfish, but when you have a different role on a team, you have to be the master of that role for the team to function. Now we talk about humanity. We're all created for a certain unique purpose. You have to be that purpose for the team to function. So if you need, if the motivation comes from, oh, I have to be to work on time so I don't get fired. Well, you can show up on time for someone else, but not yourself. Oh, I have to wake up on time to wake up my kids because I don't want them to ruin their life like I did. Well, you're doing it for your kids, but not yourself. Oh, I got to watch this TV show so I can be up to date during the newsroom and the break room so I can be up to date on the gossip. Well, you're doing it for other people, but not yourself. At what point do you understand you can be your best for all those other areas if you end up investing into yourself first at those times? The motivation comes after the results. So first you need willpower, you need a why, and you need systems. Then once you
Yep.
start to see the results, your results will push you through the excuses because you've experienced what it is on the other side. But in the beginning, there is nothing but willpower and faith, and ain't nobody coming for you, not even your savior.
Right. So discipline is just like a mistress. It's like this motivation is like a mistress. It's like shows up when it wants to show up, but discipline is actually what's going to be there for you day in, day out, systems and habits. So you talk about protecting your body, your mind, and your environment like a sacred temple. What are some of the biggest daily habits people need to either adopt or drop so they can start living healthy today?
Starts with your consumption on all five levels. And it's not just what you eat, what you drink, what you smoke. It's what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're saying, what you're thinking, how you're talking to yourself, who you follow on your feed, what's in your fragrances, what's in your air. How often do you wash your sheets? How often do you wash your body? How often do you connect to your creator? What type of what type of food are you eating? Yeah, you're eating a salad, but from where? Because a lot of our salads nowadays are full of toxins anyway. So understanding what's in society, what's going in your body, what your body needs, so you can then evaluate your consumption throughout the day. Now, we start changing our choices throughout the day. And the most important thing I say that people can do is get a digital sunset. Get off your screens. Get off the screens. My screen time is outrageous because I'm always on there replying, and we create, we're online creators. So if
Yeah.
you're a consumer, put the screens down. If you're a
Yeah.
creator, it's different. It's different. But get you a curfew, digital sunset, reading bedtime, wake up time, morning routine, first task. That's the six pillars of the foundation. That's what I help people decide what to do. So you got
I
your
love
mindful consumption and your foundation. Two things you can focus on right now.
I love it. The consumption focus on that is such a good thing because I don't know when people are going to be listening to this podcast, but a lot of times the summertime when we happen to be recording it, you have travel plans, you have all the social events, and I feel like September could be just like January. It's almost better than January for reset, refocus, realign. And do you have any more wisdom bombs you want to leave our audience with, truth bombs? Because talking to you is like a lesson in personal development. Hope you guys are taking notes. Like, how can we choose ourselves? Like, what does a morning routine look like for you? I know for me, I'm very committed to at least meditation, hopefully meditation and yoga and few other things.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, a simple morning routine has a task, a system dedicated to your mind, body, and spirit between your alarm in the morning and your first task. Do something for the mind, meditate or read. Do something for the body, stretch, yoga, exercise. Do something for the spirit, worship, religious text, worship text, spiritual text, prayer, gratitude. Check the box, one of those for each trilogy, each segment of the trilogy, and then you attach your consciousness to all facets of your body. So it's not like you're spiritually missing. It's not like you're mentally missing. It's not like you're physically in pain. You're connecting the three every day. And that is the brick that you lay every day to build your castle, which will be able to withstand adversity in the elements of the day. So the foundation is what comes first. But we think the neglect and we think that evil and the dark comes from external. It comes from what you choose. It comes from what you choose. There's the light and the dark in all of us, God and the devil. And you get to be a deal maker or a deal breaker. But if you make the deal with the devil won't show up as the devil because you won't make the deal. It's going to show up as a snooze button, being lazy, sugar, liquor, weed, porn, nicotine, caffeine. Those are similar to pulling you off your intention. I don't care if you believe in stars, trees, nature, legacy, family, higher self, anything that's in disalignment is considered a deterrent. But that's why religion can be so impactful on your development because it scares you into making choices outside of what's normal. I believe you make choices outside of your comfort zone, it brings you back closer to your purpose. So we're supposed to get off and come back, get off and come back, get off closer to God, come back.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think
Yeah,
that's where the
I'm
power
not
is.
trying to sign up to be perfect over here. I'd say if you could get to like at least an 80-20 in your life around all the things we're talking about. I mean, final question I would love to address with you because I know we have a short podcast and I could actually talk to you all day long. You're very motivating, inspiring, and fun to talk to. But we
Thank you.
address like the morning routine and addressing, your mental, your spiritual, your mind, your physical. What about the nutritional aspect of thing? Are you recommending like clean eating, drinking a lot of water, supplementation? Is there any final thoughts you want to leave our audience about choosing ourselves?
Yeah, well, the gut and the mind were combined when we developed in the womb till it was separated by your spine. So the gut tells your mind what to think through the vagus nerve. But the gut is impacted by your sensory input. Your sensory input is impacted by your environment. If you can't deal with the triggers, do not go there. If you can't deal with the conversation, the influence of your friends without popping your sensory bubble, do not go there. So
Right.
as far as my gut, you say why?
No,
Or
I said,
right.
right.
Yeah.
Triggers is a whole other conversation. That's another good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's but we know there's toxins in society. We know we got to go to work if we don't like our job. We know we have to do these things we don't like. We know the food, water, air, whatever the fragrance is. We know about that. But what are you doing to put insurance on yourself? You put insurance on your car and your phone and your house, but not your body. The insurance is gut health. A lot of us are living at 70% performance rate when we should be at 90 to 95 like our grandparents. We're living at 70% and our threshold for signals and flare-ups is at 60. So every time you eat, bloating. Every time you eat, mental health. Every time you eat, fatigue. Every time, because you're right on the brink of snapping your health span. So you increase that space with cleanses, gut health, organic, all natural foods, cook your food, know the farmers. I partner with the product called Purium that cleanses out all the glyphosate in your gut and replenishes all the fruit and veggies and proteins that you need every day. That's worth it. I send my
Wow.
mom a pack, I send me a pack. So that's my insurance. That's my investment on myself. And I've been healthy ever since I started taking it. So find a way to get that buffer, repair your gut, and get some insurance on your health because chronic illness and autoimmune diseases start with a lack of gut health because you got toxins leaking into your system and your gut's not able to process the nutrients that are already lacking in the food.
Well, thank you for sharing these wisdom bombs and truth bombs about healthy living. I mean, I'm huge fan of biohacking and all the things, and just been such a pleasure. Is there anything else you want to leave our audience with, or where can they choose themselves and follow you?
Yeah. Big Dream Hakeem on all socials. I do accountability group meetings, 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. You can meet with me in the CYC. I'm also doing book launch parties all around the country for the end of the year. So tap in, DM me. I'll let you know if I'm coming to your city. Also, get the book, Choose Yourself to Be Chosen, on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Thanks, Hakeem Mcfarlane. So, big dream, Hakeem.
That's it.
I'm going to be following you.
All right. I'll follow you
Thanks for
back.
being, thanks for being an awesome guest.
Thank you.